You may be wondering why I'm standing in this big, open, ugly, echoey space that used to be my YouTube studio. Give me a minute, I'll explain. I don't have any chairs in here at the moment. So, one second. Let's shed a little bit of light on the situation. I took a break from YouTube, a creative break. I wanted to kind of figure out what I wanted to do with my YouTube channel going forward. And I took some time off. And I think it's been fantastic for me. I have figured out where I want to go and what I want to do, and that's cool. But while I was at it, I decided that I really didn't like the space that I was creating in. So I decided that I wanted to completely revamp it. So I got rid of everything. It's gone, all of it. It's gone. The chairs, the tables, the shelves, it's just gone. If you are a frequent watcher of this channel, this is kind of, if you look up here, this video playing next to me here, that's what my YouTube set, if you want to call it that, used to look like. And I just wasn't a huge fan. I wanted something different. And I posted that on my social media channels. And Henry from a place called the Made In Workshop got hold of me via Facebook and said, hey, why don't you come down here to our creator space? Now, this is a workshop creator space, and let's help you build what you want. And I thought, now that's an awesome idea. What better way to create a creator space than to go and build it yourself? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm heading down to Henry now to the Made In Workshop, and I'm going to go and build with these hands my new YouTube studio. And it's going to be fantastic and different and cool, and I'm really excited about it. So let's head on down there and see exactly what they're about. And you can come with me on my journey of creating my creator space. Okay, down at the Makerspace in Linden. Let's pop inside and go see what this is all about. So the rough concept, as far as I know, the Made In Workshop is a fabrication studio and maker space. Well, actually, there's the sign right up there. It's up there. It says Made In Workshop, fabrication studio and maker space. So I think the basic concept of what Henry is trying to do here is provide a facility where professionals and non-professionals like myself have access to equipment, to facilities, to knowledge that other people wouldn't have. And that is actually pretty cool. Now, he sent me the code. I have no idea how to do what I'm about to do, but I have an idea in my head as to what I would like my new Edit Suite setup to look like. Let's pop inside. I'm going to let Henry explain to you exactly what the Made In Workshop is about.
Hi, my name is Henry. I am the founder and CEO of Made In Workshop. Made In Workshop is a shared workshop where people or companies from all over South Africa can come through and manufacture, prototype, and use industrial grade tools. The reason I started Made In Workshop, I wish to say, was altruistic, but it was completely selfish. I love tools. I love machines. I love everything about manufacturing. I like to know what's inside it, and I like to create my own version of various things. It's ironic that when I started this place, I don't get to do it that often, but I get to see people experience that joy of creating something for the very, very first time.
So what do we need to do to get this table going?
Well, the first thing we need to do is cut our 25mm square tubing into the right sizes. We've got two methods of cutting it in the workshop. One is our horizontal bandsaw, and the other one is the cut-off saw. Now, personally, I prefer the horizontal bandsaw because it's a lot quieter. If I turn it on and let it go drop down, you can see that as it starts cutting, I can continue holding a conversation with you. It's quiet. It's not as fast as the cut-off saw, but it's quiet. It also gives you a lot more time to make sure that you're cutting correctly. Okay, and as you can see, it's almost done here. Whereas with the cut-off saw, it's so noisy that you can't hear me.
So, in what situation would you use the cut-off saw as opposed to if you're in a rush or you need something done quickly?
You hit the nail on the head. If I was in a rush and I had a lot of cuts to do, I'll be using the cut-off saw. It's very, very, very quick, okay, but very, very noisy. So if I had 50 or 60 or 700 cuts to do, the cut-off saw would be on the top of my list. If I ever had 4 or 5, as we have in this case, I'd use the horizontal saw, because at the same time I'd like to be able to talk to you. I don't want to put on ear protection.
Okay, great. So from here, we're going to cut all the pieces in so we can get the table, and then we're going to move across into the welding area.
Yeah.
And you're going to show me how to spot weld.
Yes, we are.
Let's go. So obviously, first things first, safety, yeah?
Yes. So the first thing is you should be wearing a welding jacket. Okay, the welder produces a lot of heat, it produces a lot of ultraviolet, and you will get literally a welder's burn. Think of sunburn, but it happens in about 30 minutes and your skin will literally peel off. It's horrible, and we wear gloves. These are welder's gloves. They wrist along, so they will cover my hands, and the jacket takes over everything else. Next, and obviously, is a good helmet.
Yes.
Okay, we use auto-tinting helmets here because, well, lifting up and down the old flaps, so like in the olden days, it's just a little bit of a pain.
Okay, so basic intro, we are using a MIG welder.
Yes, we are.
Why the MIG welder instead of a TIG welder?
Well, the MIG welder is called magnesium inert gas welding. It's a lot easier to use the MIG welder than the TIG welder, which is tungsten inert gas welding. Its learning curve is a lot less, but it produces very bulky welds compared to the TIG welder. Okay, the MIG welder also can weld your mild steels, your hot and cold rolled steels, whereas the TIG welder can now weld that, plus your stainless steels, your aluminiums and stuff, but the learning curve on the TIG welder is very high. Okay, most people like myself never learned to TIG welds.
Okay, well, I'm in a bit of a rush to get this project finished. So let's go with the MIG welder. So I'm getting a 101 basic intro into this now, and then you're going to leave me alone to try it.
Yes, I am. So to start with MIG welding, we need to prep our area and prep our material. So we've already cut it on the cut-off saw or the band saw. Okay, we've grinded it. Okay, now we need to position it, and then we need to touch the earth. Now this table is entirely metal, so we can actually have the earthing clamp attached to the leg or the clamp of our table. So now everything here is the earth. The next thing is the welding torch. Okay. Now the welding torch is a self-feeding torch. When I pull the trigger down, wire will be fed from the reel to the torch, and will form an electrical charge between the ground or the earth and the wire. Okay. Next is we need to do what we call a tack weld. A tack weld is a very small weld that's strong enough to hold the piece in position, but if you do make it oops, you can break it apart. Okay, so let's start. Mask out. Okay, so you can see it's a very, very small weld. Okay, it's easy to break off. Okay, and also we heard the welder firing. We heard that da-da-da-da. That tells us that we've got a good feed rate. Okay.
Cool, so what we're looking for basically is just a small, nice...
A small little dot, a small little tack. Okay, if I had to pick this up, I would break it. Now it's actually very hot, so I'm not going to touch it, but it must be small enough to hold, but also small enough for it to break it should you make an oops. Okay, if you're finding that you have to grab the angle grinder and really grind off the weld, it's not a tack welder. You're starting to get into your seam and your butt welds.
Cool, okay, so I'm going to have a bash at this, see if I can get this table assembled, and when I wreck it, then Henry's going to come fix it for me.
The basic structure of the desk put together. Now what we've done is we've bolted it into 2 separate pieces because it's got to go up a staircase and through 3 different doors. So what we've done is we put little gussets in here so we can join it together. And you know my OCD and the way things are, I like to move shit around a hell of a lot. So I built it so that it's movable, because guaranteed within like 2 or 3 months I'm going to want to move it somewhere else in the office anyway. But it bangs together nice, quick and easy. At the moment it's only
tack welded together so far because we're going to need to make sure that everything's going to work before we actually put the proper welds in. But that's the basic bottom of the desk. Let's get some tops out. I've cut the top into 3 separate pieces. What we're going to do, which is actually really cool, is this piece over here is going to be something really cool, but I'm not going to show you that just yet. You're going to have to wait to find out what this is about. Anyway, so that piece goes on that end. There. This piece out on this end. And lastly, the third piece will go roughly over there. We're still going to kind of cut to size. This hanging piece over here, I'm not too sure yet. We may keep it, we may not keep it. And that is roughly the base of the desk. So where we're sitting now is we've got the rough idea of the desk. I'm going to send that little piece away to kind of do what we need to get done to it. The rest of the desk is going to go just sit in the corner. The frame is going to get spray painted bright orange. There's a reason for that, but that'll also only be revealed at the end of the video. I can't tell you more than that, but yeah, otherwise so far it's been a pretty cool experience. Henry has been amazingly patient with me as I learn to weld. I will tell you that the legs and pieces have come on and off 3 times. They do say that the best welders also make the best grinders. I have learned that the hard way because, yeah, I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I can't math. Math and me, we don't work well together. So there were a couple of mistakes, but it's all together now. So from here onto those pieces, we'll get this back to the house, back to the office, installed. And then we're going to start working on the arm section that's going to hold the monitors. It's going to look fucking awesome. Right, let's go. Okay, so Henry, I am done. Table is built. It's been a hell of an experience, learning how to weld, learning lots of all sorts of little mistakes that you make when you kind of measure and don't get things quite right. Why would I do this as opposed to just paying someone to do this for me?
Well, the first thing is cost. I think we've built a 1.8 meter table for less than just a little bit more than 1,000 Rand. Also, there's that satisfaction of working at a table that you built, not that you bought, you built it yourself. It's all you. That's something that you can't beat.
I think that has been the most amazing part of this process for me, was to come in here every day. And it took, I mean, if I'd paid someone to do this, it would have been done in a day or two. It would have been done, it would have been installed. I'd be in my office editing already. Here we are like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and I'm now going to go take this and go assemble it. But like you say, it's that satisfaction that it's been amazing to come down here every day and actually build something with my hands as opposed to something just arriving.
Yes, you can't beat that feeling. I get it every time I see I do it, I see you do it, I see other members do it. It still gets me. I feel moved. I feel honored that I'm involved in it in some way.
Well, guys, that is it from here at Made in Workshop, but do keep an eye out. I will be launching our new channel coming very, very soon. We're going to be doing some cool stuff. We're not going to tell you what just yet, but we got some crazy ideas going forward. Like Henry said, it's not going to be just DIY as you know it. There are other people doing that, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make some cool shit, and it's going to be a ton of fun. Henry, thanks so much for inviting me down here for this experience. Time to go home and go assemble this beast.
Yes.
Awesome stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what do you think of my new edit suite and desk build? I think it came out pretty damn awesome. I am so impressed by what I managed to achieve, what I managed to build. All of this, I built it myself with these 2 hands, and that is super awesome. the satisfaction you get from sitting at a desk and in this edit suite, knowing that you didn't give someone money, go away, and they just made it and it was cool. You made everything, every screw in here I put in myself, and that has been a fantastic journey as a creator because it's taught me a whole bunch of lessons about how hard work produces a result. And that can apply to YouTube creators, photographers. You need to put in the hard work to actually get something out that you love. If you are interested in doing something like this and you are Johannesburg based, I'm dropping the link down here in the comments. For Henry, you can get hold of Made in Workshop, have a chat with them, and I promise you they will help you build something really, really cool. Like I said earlier in the video, Henry and I are launching our own DIY kind of channel. Information on that coming up soon. The first project we're going to be doing is we're going to be building a camera slider from scratch, nice and cheap, so you don't have to fork out all that money. A lot of our projects on that YouTube channel will be based around cool things, building gimbals and those sorts of things that you can do yourself for not a lot of money. We're going to release the plans open source so that you can download the plans and just do it yourself. Anyway, I need to get to work now because this has taken me way longer than I thought it would. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was a long one and I'm sorry about that. More review videos, tutorials, and those sorts of things coming up in the very near future. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.